Hey, hi, hello. You're listening to the show He Said, She Said. We've got Coach and Ellen here as always. Just want to say a couple things. Today's got to get out there and vote, guys. Have you done this already, Coach? Did you vote yet today? Did you do it absentee or did you go?
Absentee.
You do absentee?
You lie.
Yeah.
Oh, you lie?
I do.
Lies.
You lie. You did not
Like
vote
a
today.
rug. I did.
Ellen, you did.
I always vote.
You didn't vote
absentee.
today.
I did too. I vote absentee ballot always. I have a permanent.
Okay, what did you vote for?
Do you know?
It's for school
Look your daughter in your eye.
school districts,
Yes.
council.
And where'd you find this information to research them?
It's by the Signal. Actually, Hometown Station has some stuff.
Did you do your own? Did you look at did you go Google these people and do some work? Or did you
I
just
went
like people
online.
with okay.
I did not vote based on if I like their name or not.
You didn't.
No.
Now if you didn't
I
know
don't even
anything,
know what these people look like.
Now if you didn't know any information, did you choose not to vote
What
in that
was
line?
the educational
did
ballot
not
about?
know-
Okay, so what was the ballot about?
It's about how
Education?
No, it's about
Schools?
the reassignment of voting and how people are going to vote for the school district and stuff like that, because there was a big hullabaloo about COC.
Something.
She seems sincere, Robin.
She does. I think she
And
read
if
a
I
couple
don't-
notes somewhere.
And if I don't know about it, I won't vote.
You don't.
I
Okay.
do not.
Well, I will say I have not been a great citizen yet, but I will get out there by the end of voting today.
People have a tendency to do the national election
and not our local.
not the municipal
and
ones.
that's why I'm saying we need to, though. Otherwise,
I agree.
Still, you have no right to complain. So, all right. So moving forward, November. We're November 3rd already. We're gonna just ask this month, giving of thanks.
November 3rd is some special day, and I just
Voting.
No, but besides voting, it is.
You're thinking of November 11th
Maybe I am.
once again.
I know it's
The Veterans Day? Is that what
No,
you're
there's some.
It's voting.
Justin's working on it. We've got a staff. We have staff.
We have staff.
He'll
They'll
come
figure
up
it
with
out. So all we're
He'll come
asking
up
from
with
you this month is to go to give thanks, but don't just say you're going to do it. Please go do it. If you don't know how to come up with your own way to give back, you go, look at KHTS. There's plenty of ways that they help share with you how you can.
Such a great station. I mean, really, I talk about them all the time. One of the finest radio stations in America. And I'm not saying it because I'm on it, because I'm on a lot of radio stations.
Oh,
Of course
here he
you
goes
are.
again.
Yeah.
But do you just want to say, do something
Oh, I
this
just
month.
heard him
Be-
pound his chest.
And I'm going to be patting myself on the back here pretty soon.
All right, Coach.
Pay it forward.
Are you giving us anything? Are you giving us
Yeah,
some news
no,
and
I've got a lot of
facts,
stuff
or-
today.
You got a lot.
Better be funny.
This is funny. First of all, can I plug my own show Thursdays?
Later.
I did-
Thursdays at 1 p.m. Start a biz.
I forgot to listen.
Start a biz.
Yeah, I didn't listen.
I forgot
either.
to listen.
Start a biz on Thursdays at 1. We'll have fun. All right. Jimmy Picarillo, my pal's listening, so big shout out to him. We love that family, the Picarillo family in Santa Clarita. They do so much. Jimmy didn't listen last week, but we were singing his praise. He actually does what you said. He puts his money where his mouth is, goes and
He's
helps
the one that
homeless.
goes down.
Yeah, we know
and-
who
Takes
Jim.
his
We know
van.
who Jim is.
Okay, big shout out to you, Jimmy. Also, we have listeners in Santa Maria, California. Peter Gift, thank you for listening to our show. The app, the
app is where
that's where people listen. Ronnie Young, another listener, is listening right now. He lives in Ventura County, and he's listening to our show.
Oh, and Ellen's falling asleep
You
already.
know, you're being filmed
Wait,
here.
I think. Wait, is that the time change or did
You
you?
have to
just-
shout.
Oh, it's
You
the
have-
time change. Strictly the time
You
change.
have to give listeners a shout out.
according not to Ellen.
And then
You know why? Because none of her friends are
Aaron
listening.
Young is
I
driving.
don't have any friends because I call them that.
All right, news and facts nobody cares about. Try this. It's impossible to lick your elbow. Try this. I've been trying it all morning.
All right.
Try to
Here we
lick,
go. Here
we
all
go.
right.
Try to lick. You can't. Look at that. You can't lick your elbow. Isn't that amazing?
Wait,
Come on.
wait.
No, you can't. I'm not going to lick it.
If I tried hard and wait.
You cannot. You cannot.
really-
Look,
Wait, well,
get the video on
doesn't
YouTube
that
because
depend
this
on
shows.
the size of your tongue, though? What if you have like a really?
Well, no one's got a tongue the size of a giraffe.
What's about the guy in Kiss? I mean, nobody has a bigger tongue.
Oh, that's
Gene
right.
Simmons.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait. Maybe Austin could.
Yeah, my son might be able to lick his.
Come
Nobody,
on, Austin,
you can't.
figure it
Justin,
out.
try licking your.
No, Justin's not-
no.
He already
He's
knows
been there.
that.
Okay. All right. This is. Here's a. You might check this out. Is your hubby listening today? Because
Oh, he listens to the podcast later. He's at work.
35% of the people who use personal ads and dating services are already
in a
Mary?
relationship.
And why would my
Mary.
husband need to be listening to that? Wait a second.
Whoa.
Do you know
Okay,
something I
let's
don't
move on.
know?
Let's move on. A Boeing 747, you girls have flown on that,
Yes.
so I have, has a wider wingspan than the Wright brothers' first flight.
What?
That
Yes
would
or
make
no?
sense. Yes.
Well, of course it. Well, no, it probably doesn't. Otherwise, you wouldn't be asking. So I'll say no.
The answer is, Robin said it, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Farther than the Wright brothers flew,
Oh, farther than they flew.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they meant farther than the plane.
the wing.
I didn't listen. Sorry.
News and facts on
You're
the show
not,
we
you're
call.
not a good listener.
He
Apparently
said,
not.
we're done with this segment of the
He
show.
did say that.
All right, a big show today. I mean, these are two big topics that I'm interested in.
Yeah, we're-
Robin.
I'm going to participate in the show today.
You are.
Yeah.
You better.
I love these topics.
So we're talking about two
So
things.
you only participate when you like something?
yes.
Okay.
Good answer. We're talking about two things. We're talking about peer pressure, and we're also going to be talking a little bit about procrastination. So I have a lot to say about both. So Ellen, you get to pick which one. Do you want to start with peer pressure or procrastination?
Let's start with no.
Let's
Peer
procrastinate.
Let's procrastinate.
And not do
Let's
anything. Let's just talk to
procrastinate.
each other.
Give me 5 minutes.
No, but peer pressure
Let's
is
do peer
nasty.
pressure.
I mean,
It can be, but it doesn't have to be.
Well, save the doesn't have to be for a minute. Let me just say what
Oh.
I have to say. So, looking at the life you have to lead as a mother, you have my God, 18, almost 16, and 13. Good luck to you, girl.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. No one ever told me all the kids would be teenagers at the same time.
Oh my God!
I didn't think like that.
But the peer
Well, I don't
pressure
think anybody does.
for teenagers is bizarre. I mean, but you know what? It continues through life. I was telling your mom this morning at breakfast that when I belonged to a country club, I belong to Las Posas now, but when I was at North Ranch, the peer pressure got to me. I had to dress a certain way. I had to go out and buy clothes I didn't want to buy just because I didn't want to.
You loved those clothes.
I did
You
then.
thought
My
you
yellow
were-
pants.
You thought you were all that and more.
And the plaid shirt
the
and the
plaid pants, the yellow slacks.
Did you ever wear one of those little hats?
You know, Justin, thank God I'm my biggest fan because other than my daughter, I don't have any fans.
No, you loved that stuff. Come
Yeah,
on.
I had red pants, yellow pants,
green pants. Remember the green pants?
and yellow pants. But I had to keep up with the Joneses.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
Had to or chose
No,
to?
I think when you say peer pressure
Have
pressure
to.
is something that we connect to with the younger generation, and what we call it as we get older is keeping up with the Joneses.
Right.
But
So-
it's basically the same thing.
It is. Hopefully, by the time you're adult, you're a little bit stronger. You don't have to cave into every bit of peer pressure.
But if you don't learn as a young person how not to cave,
Then you're
then
still stuck
maybe you
keeping
have
up
a
with the
harder
Joneses.
time as an adult and you become that keeping up with the Joneses person. Unlike your husband who could care less.
They're sad. No, I don't. I watch my daughter. I don't think the boys, teenage boys, have as much peer pressure
I
as
think it's
teenage
just
girls.
different.
You think it's different?
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's peer pressure
There
as
is.
a young man. Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
Justin's shaking his
Oh.
head. I
Yeah.
guess I'm not. I'm not a boy,
No.
so I.
We're not exactly. We're not boys. Peer pressure is different for guys than it is for girls. We only know the girl one. Peer pressure for young people, young adolescents. I don't have a clue as far as.
I don't think Coach does either, because all he's doing is looking at himself in the camera.
No, we're being filmed here.
He's so
by
excited
the,
about that.
By
You said you were going to participate.
I am
Focus here.
participating. I just want to
Focus.
see myself on the film here.
Oh. Well, I will say, I know my 18-year-old did cave in to peer pressure. I didn't think he was the kid that was really going to, but when he became about 17, everyone started, smoking cigarettes, started to drink,
Yes,
do that.
there you go.
And so he decided, I think what he believed was taking the lesser of the two evils, and he started vaping. I'm sorry,
Okay.
that is caving to the peer pressure.
Right. We were watching 60 Minutes Sunday night, so they were talking about upper middle class neighborhoods, kids getting involved with heroin. And this started with smoking pot, okay? So, I mean, we can do a whole show on. They
Oh, and
started
I'm going to
with
totally call you out on that, because I'm so tired of hearing that
It's a gateway
marijuana
drug.
is a gateway drug to
it's
something
not.
like that.
But if you're going to-
no, you're wrong. You've got dependent personality types. They could eat a cookie and end up on heroin. It's just, it's a personality
I've never heard
type.
that, but
Can I plug my show for Thursday?
no, you can't.
Start a biz.
There is a personality type
That caves to
is
peer pressure?
That's addictive. And
Okay, well-
so that's why I'm with you. There's
No, but Robin
Th-
just said something because we have a grandson that apparently doesn't care about peer pressure, does he?
Which
AM?
Austin does. Yeah, he does care. He cares a little bit less than most, but he cares a little bit less than most about everything.
So I kind of agree with your mom that you have something in your DNA
Yes.
that you have an addictive personality. So if you know
we're
you have an addictive personality,
Then you cave to peer pressure?
How does a kid know they have an addictive personality until it's too late?
great question. So this is
But
where
we're talking about peer pressure, not addiction.
can I answer it?
Well, okay.
So I've got two answers. One is it's a huge problem in our society. Okay, it affects everything.
Peer pressure does?
Peer pressure
Okay.
and addictive personality.
Okay.
So you would think that in school at maybe the lower grades, you would start talking about it. There might be one.
Oh, they do. School talks to you about peer pressure. I mean,
No, addictive behavior.
We're talking peer
I don't think that's
pressure.
something you can talk about in school. I don't think you can bring
no.
up personal
If we can shift our focus back and we can do a show on
About addiction.
and
fine.
how it impacts
So we're
families.
talking on KHTS.
We're
He said,
talking
she said.
about peer pressure.
Okay.
And I think that for our young people, they don't know the difference between image and identity.
That's true. And so what you do is because you don't know the difference, you see something that you like or you think you like next to you and you mimic
It's
that.
like-
And that's what I
right.
think where we get peer pressure from.
And
But we
it's-
all want to be liked. Come on, let's be
Yes,
honest.
I
We
know.
all want to be liked.
Yeah.
So
and young people don't know who they really are, which is the identity part, but they see an image that
So
they
why
think
isn't
they
it cool
like.
then? Okay. My daughter has a beautiful friend. Unfortunately, she just moved away. She was smart. She was beautiful. She was sweet. She was kind. Why is peer pressure not
That part?
why isn't that the cool part?
Because the feedback that your daughter was getting was, oh, she's too nice. Why is that not okay? Why does peer pressure lead more towards the negative?
Yeah, I want to see that my daughter sees that so-and-so and so-and-so are studying so much that the
Because-
peer pressure for her to do it
But
is
don't
amazing.
we always? It's sad. I mean, the commentary is don't we always mention the negative, the weakness in
Yes.
somebody? Something they're overweight, they're too short, they're too tall, they're too this, they're too that. Why don't we start talking about the good things that people bring to the table? We don't.
Well, then I'd say we should encourage, especially parents of young kids, to say those things at home.
Yeah.
Well, I think the lines of communication have to start within the home. And I think what young kids don't understand is there's a lot of guilt by association.
Yes.
I had a conversation with a young person, and
You can say my daughter.
okay, I had a conversation with my granddaughter, and she said, oh, I'm hanging out with a new group. I went, great, tell me about this new group. And as she was explaining the people in this new group, I was
You were taken back.
I was taken back. And she said, but they're so sweet. And I said, you know something? I'm sure they are real sweet. But what you're not understanding is, do you want to do ASB? Do you want to be chosen by a teacher to do something special? There is what's called in our world guilt by association. And she didn't understand that. She said, what are you talking about? So again, I know enough at this point in my life not to attack her friends personally, because then she feels attacked personally. I was trying to be generic and let her know what that actually means. And I don't.
Okay, this
I don't
is a
think she
big
got
topic.
it.
You're listening. He said, she said on KHTS AM 1220. You got to mention the state. People don't know who they're listening to.
You said you were
sometimes.
going to stay involved in this show.
I'm involved. So let me say that people want to belong. Why do you think gangs exist? Why, so you have people in gangs because they get accepted, they feel they belong. So at every level, people
Well,
want
she
to.
did say, but they're so nice to me.
There you go.
Okay. And I guess that goes back to what Coach is saying. Everyone, you do want to belong. It happens to us as adults. It happens to us.
As young, well, I guess always we want to feel good about who we're hanging with.
Not who. I don't think we want to feel good about who we're hanging with. We want to feel good about
So
ourselves.
if you don't have
Yeah.
a personal philosophical approach to life, and young people don't,
No.
right?
That's what they're supposed to be learning.
Right. So you get caught into
Well, and
this.
how do you teach young people?
I like what you said. It starts in the home. So if parents,
Do you like what I said?
You
I
didn't
do
say
like
it,
what
so
you
don't
said.
worry. He made it up.
no, if parents don't have a philosophical approach to their own lives, how are they going to help their kids? If parents go through life day by day, hoping and wishing that good things are going to happen, or hoping and wishing whatever, they don't have a philosophical approach to life. They don't have a track to run on.
There's no doubt in my mind that these children in your home know the philosophical approach to life.
Doesn't
that
mean
their-
they're actually
that
going
their
to-
parents, and they may not incorporate that now, but they're not confused as to who you are or who their dad is.
No. They're still
And I
confused
think-
at who they are.
Yes,
They're
but
still growing up.
But I think that's really important, and that's kind of what Coach
And then you
was
have
saying.
hormones. I mean, you know.
Well, I
you
would say
get-
as an adult, I know I can admit I still cave into peer pressure, not even keeping up with the Joneses, but peer pressure. And I can put it in two ways that I do it. I know, say I'm on my healthy eating maybe day or week, whichever one that is. And
Moment by moment,
yeah,
minute by
we had
minute.
we head out to lunch with a group of girls, and I say, we're gonna go have some Mexican food and stuff, and I say, I'm not gonna get a margarita.
Yeah,
and I'm
right.
there with 5 girls. And everyone goes, "Oh, come on, we're just gonna have one."
so,
is that
okay.
caving into peer pressure?
Yes,
It is.
absolutely.
And
yeah.
I do it in the sense also with, well, maybe I don't do this. I feel the peer pressure when I hear from other parents, oh, and we did this, and then we did this, and then we did that. And I'm going, we sat home and relaxed this weekend. Was I supposed to be out going, doing this and doing that?
Well, that's a lot of, you measure yourself by what other people, and this goes back to teaching our children how to self-protect and self-validate.
Okay.
But the measuring part, that's the peer pressure too, because if you if you don't,
What's your greatest fear if you say, no, I'm not having one?
you're going to lose. You're going to lose.
They
not
won't
gonna-
invite me next time.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
you're-
I was
no,
joking.
but yeah, you're going to lose.
But maybe that's really what you feel.
No, I
you
don't.
feel like you're missing out. You feel like you're missing
yeah.
out. You feel like they're not going to like me anymore because
No, I wouldn't say that at my age. I'm done. I'm done with that part.
Yeah.
But I think for the kids,
For the young
Yeah.
people,
do you-
absolutely.
Do you, so you talked about peer pressure about going to the country club. Sorry to call you guys old, but do you guys have peer pressure in
You're
your
not
life
sorry.
now?
sorry to
I
call
don't.
us old.
It was fun.
That
I got to
kinda-
say.
She's not sorry at
I
all.
wasn't sorry at all.
Hurts right there.
She just thought she'd throw it out there.
That
Not
really
sorry
hurt.
for
Why?
one
Because you saw the
second.
bus sitting outside. The bus is
were
sitting
you-
out front.
Were you peer pressure to get on that bus?
I don't feel peer pressure anymore.
You don't?
No.
No, I think
Do you?
no, not anymore.
What when you're on the golf course?
No,
No.
not anymore. I'm my own guy, but it's taken me, unfortunately, years and years.
That's why I called you old.
To reach a point where what I thought was more important than what the peer pressure thought.
And
Does
that's
that make
the key
sense?
point. They don't know what's more important yet.
So is there like an age that this happens for us? Does it just like click and all of a sudden you don't?
I think, yeah, I do
don't
think
sometimes
wisdom.
it doesn't
Wisdom.
happen
Most young
at
people
all.
don't have wisdom. I think
Well,
you
they
have
haven't
to.
lived long enough.
Right.
Wisdom comes with age and experience.
But here's what I'm saying. Why can't we find a way in our society to talk about
emphasize the
these
good?
things? Not just our popular show.
Have you watched the news lately? Is it 60 minutes of awesome stuff? Or is it 60 minutes of everything bad that's happened?
Is 60 Minutes is still one of the most popular shows that has been for.
But it's only on once a week. What about the daily news that we're barraged with?
This is when I
Well, you
and I
guys
don't
are
want to
barraged
get
with it,
started because we're
but
not
our
talking
kids
about
aren't.
curriculums or education. But again, I just feel that this is a new society today, ladies. This is a new world. We were watching
New
Today's
world
Show.
order.
Yeah, we were watching Today's Show this morning. Matt Lauer hasn't shaved in a day or two. Carson, what's his name? Daly hasn't shaved.
My husband didn't shave for a week.
Yeah, men
He
are
finally
not.
shaved yesterday.
This was unheard of 20 years ago. Men were clean shaven. Today
So
I
is there-
don't. I shave like once a week. I don't care.
Peer pressure not to shave anymore. Okay, Justin, I want to see
Yeah.
a full beard next week. Yeah. there's a pressure not to
No,
shave.
but culture is changing, ladies. Things are changing before our eyes, and Anyway.
I just think, to sum it up, the best approach for these young people is, to make sure that they know that they're loved and that they're valued.
Unconditional love.
Well,
That's because you're a grandma, and that's because that's what you get to do.
Because you're an old grandma.
It's because you're a grandma. When you're doing this day to day, your kids know they are loved.
But I also
you
think-
cannot do this daily.
Well, I'm not saying you have to do it daily. I'm just saying children have to know that they're valued. They have to have a voice. If the voice is taken away.
When I do and give my kids this opportunity, you know what they do? Mom, why do you ask me this every day? Mom, why do you have to talk to me about this every day?
Well, I'm not saying every day.
Can I plug
I'm
my
saying
show
once
on-
a-
No, you can't. No.
We're done.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap up. That will be right back here. He said, she said, KHTS AM 1220.